know that.
Yeah, well, I basically run what is called the London day game model, which we've talked about before, which was actually devised by Tom Torero and I think Nick Krauser and some other people who were, you know, in the trenches doing a lot of day game at that time. This was from the early 2000s again, really, or the early to mid 2000s, let's say. And it's basically 5 separate elements. The first one is the approach. You stop her. So you have to stop her. And generally speaking, I go in just a compliment. I go in with a direct approach. So I'll stop her and say, hey, I just saw you. You look really cute. I had to come and speak to you. My name's Troy. What's your name?
Yep.
Whatever. Something like that. You know, hey, you're beautiful. You're sexy if you're feeling a bit ballsy. But, you know, usually it's some sort of a compliment. And then you then have to do what's called stacking, which is to say you make some assumptions about her in order to kickstart the conversation. So you might say something like, "Oh,
excellent tactic." It's an excellent tactic.
Because here's the thing, right? And you know this. If you just go in and say, "Hey, you're really cute," and then stop, then she may say, "Oh, thanks very much," and then she just walks off.
Well, yeah.
So you've got to do something to keep it going. So then what you do is you start to stack. So you make some assumptions about her, just very basic stuff like,
I made wrong assumptions, so she corrects me.
Yeah, you were saying that.
Yeah, I purposely, which this is genius stuff. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, you were saying that. So the basic things to make assumptions about are where she's from, what she's doing, and maybe what job she's got. So you might say something, oh, you look Italian, you look Spanish, you look Brazilian, or you look like a lawyer, you look like a fashion designer, or whatever it is, right? You throw a few things out there. And like you say, you can throw out ones that are obviously false because when you're making a statement, right, you're not asking a question. So you're not asking her to do any work. You're saying, you look Italian. Yep. And she's probably either going to say, yes, I'm from Rome, or she's going to say, no, actually, I'm Spanish. Now, either way, whatever she comes back with, that's your topic. And then what you want to do is you want to run with that topic for a moment. You want to do a little bit of storytelling. Just talk around it a little bit. So, so Spain, I was there like 2 months ago. We were in Barcelona. It was an amazing time. You know, I was out and about in the clubs, the bars. It was crazy. But I tell you what, the women over there, you guys are just ferocious. You're like predators, wild animals. Me and my friend were just like shocked by how forward you guys were. I'm feeling a little bit nervous right now. So you want to just spin it out a little bit. Now, then hopefully what's then going to happen, and by the way, all of this is contingent on, you've got strong eye contact, you've got a good dominant posture, maybe you're doing a little bit of touching, maybe that's a little bit early, but it's also down to your sub-communications, like how you're coming across. But hopefully what's going to happen is she is then going to say, at some point she's going to hook. So she's going to go, yeah, that's right. Or she's going to ask you a question, or she's going to laugh, or she's going to smile, or she's going to do something to indicate that she's kind of into it. That she wants this to continue. So say she asks you a question, which is the best one. She says, oh, so how come you were in Barcelona? What were you doing there? Yeah. Then you know that she's at least a little bit invested. So at that point, you can start to tone it down a little bit. And you can say, well, I have an online business and I had to go and create some content. So I'd gone over there for a few days. You could be a bit more like normal because you want to add in a little bit of like what they call comfort, because you don't want her to just think you're just some crazy pickup guy and that's it.
Gamey is always like a death sentence. Being too gamey, which
Exactly. And so then you just tone it down, just have a little bit of a chat, and then you need to close in some way. Now, normally with daytime approach, a close means you're going to take her contact details and follow up at another time. I mean, it does happen that you can, well, you've got two things actually. You could take her for a coffee there and then, or even a drink. But generally speaking, most of the time you're in the business of getting contact details and then following up with her at a later date. So you would then say something like, listen, it's been really cool chatting to you. I've got to go and meet some friends now, but we should definitely meet up another time. Let's exchange numbers. Hand her the phone, get her to put her contact details in. Then you've got the number. Then you eject. So that is the basic model. Obviously, there are variations, but that's it in a nutshell.